Morning. It's Sunday, February 5th, and we're in the middle of a little cold snap. Supposedly it'll end today, but I don't want to talk about the cold snap. I want to talk about the governor of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro. Now, Josh did something the other day that was incredibly smart. On his first full day in office, he signed an executive order that dispensed with the requirement of a 4-year college degree for 92% of the positions in state government. That's roughly 65,000 jobs. And this action was very, very right, correct, because he recognized that such a degree is not necessarily mean that you can do the job. There's no proof that you're intelligent enough to do certain jobs because you have a college degree. And there are many jobs that really don't need a college degree. You're not doing engineering all the time or scientific work, which requires a lot of lab experience, etc. So when you're out there doing a normal job, not a specialty job necessarily, college degree becomes less important than perhaps your life experiences. Now, I'll tell you that going to a good school is a wonderful thing, because college is not to teach you necessarily how to get a job. It's to teach you how to think and how to operate in certain situations. It's also a great place to meet other people who are in your same universe, so to speak. Because many jobs are gotten because you made contacts with people in college. So that's important too. But it's very important for us to understand that this nation is not a very well-educated nation. Only 25 to 30% of our seniors, our adults, have degrees. So we're really not a college-educated country. And the working class recognizes that fact, and that those are the people that primarily support the Republicans. The Republicans in their states have eliminated much of the need for college education because they have become the party of the working class, so to speak. And so we must recognize that, and I think Josh Shapiro, who is the governor of Pennsylvania, recognized that fact. Recognize the fact that the Democratic Party is losing votes because they are looked upon as an elitist party. Now, it wasn't always that way when I was a kid. In fact, when I grew up in my neighborhood, there was a party called the American Labor Party, and that was a party that had socialist leaning. But there were many people that used to go up to the American Labor Party hall, which was in the second floor of a 2-story shop, so to speak. And they would show movies and stuff up there. And they were very well liked in the neighborhood. But I don't know what happened to them. They disappeared from the scene. In fact, they did have a couple of candidates that they supported for the presidency at one time. Another important thing that happened in my neighborhood when I was growing up in the Bronx, almost everybody, every one of my friends, every young person had aspirations of going to college. They were going to City College, CCNY, and I guess in other neighborhoods they went to Brooklyn College, and the women could go to CCNY, but a lot of them chose to go to Hunter College. And that was a badge of honor if you got into those schools, because they were highly rated schools. And if you didn't get in, one of my friends didn't get into City College, he had to go to LIU. And he had to pay the astronomical sum of $15 a credit. And he ended up being a CPA. And I was one of the few who didn't go directly to college. I went to work for 3 years. And then I realized I better go to college. But that's beside the point. We must recognize that the working class in this country is not highly educated with college degrees. And so if you have excluded people of talent from your workforce because they are missing a college degree, you are making a big mistake. And Josh Shapiro recognized that. He recognized that not only has the Democratic Party become vulnerable because they have lost the middle-class voters to some extent, he has sent a message, at least in the state of Pennsylvania, that he feels for the people who live and work in Pennsylvania. And he has opened up 65,000 jobs for those people. Now, I don't think he's intending to get rid of the people who are on staff right now, but he's giving an opportunity to people in his state to get government jobs, even though they don't have a college degree. And he's not the only state that has done that. Utah has done that, and Maryland has done it. Maybe there should be no college degree requirement for a government job that doesn't require a certain specialty. There are many jobs in government that you can do if you can read and write an ad. You don't need a college degree to do a lot of jobs in the government. So he has attacked the image of elitism that many people have about the Democrats because of their educational levels. In fact, the Republicans took advantage of citing that information about the Democrats. No, I myself never realized that fact. I thought that everything would be equal. But I recognize now, in many parts of this country, going to college is a huge expense and people don't go because of the expense. And if you're out there in the boondocks, in places like Montana and North Dakota and South Dakota, and you're planning to stay there for the rest of your life, maybe they recognize that a college degree is not that important to be a farmer, etc. And so we have created sort of a double standard in this country. Those with an education and those who are not that well educated. And I only talk about scholastically. I am not talking about mental intelligence and whether or not you're smart. Because you could be smart and you don't have to go to college and you could do a great job in a lot of different places, you know. And then you have people who have skill sets, plumbers, carpenters, electricians. Those people don't necessarily need a college degree, but they do good work. Have the Democrats isolated these people because of our image of being an elitist organization, a college-educated group? Yes, there is probably a certain amount of discrimination against those who went to college. I believe that could happen. So I think the governor of Pennsylvania did a great thing. And I think more governors. In fact, I would say that 90% of the jobs in this country probably don't need a college degree. They need somebody who has seichel, somebody who's willing to work hard, somebody who will learn on the job too. So we have a small college-educated population, and it's so expensive. If you can get a good job and not go to college, then that's not such a bad thing. So I leave you with that this morning. The elitist Democratic Party. Take care. Bye.